Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Bald and the Beautiful, where we review the show Married at First Sight, season 14, episode, I think it's 14. We're a week behind, okay? So just everybody know we're a week behind.
Say it
what
one more
we should try
time.
to do for Decision Day is be more timely.
Okay.
We could try.
Happen.
I don't know if it's in 2 weeks, though.
But Liz, where we at?
14 maybe?
We're a week behind?
But we are a week behind.
Say it one more time, because
We are
some
a
people
week
don't be
behind.
knowing, even though we said at
We
the
are a week
top.
behind. But
We're a
since
week
we're
behind.
filming on Monday, I might drop this before the episode drops. If I can get it before then, I should be able to. So that way there's no confusion. But we are a week behind. I am Melissa.
I'm Angel.
I'm Marcus.
And so we're going to jump right in. Okay, so let's first talk about, I just watched this yesterday. Let me get my thoughts together. Okay, let's talk about
I finished today.
Noy and Steve. Let's talk about Noy and Steve. Let's talk about Noy and Steve.
Steve had me hackling
Me too.
the entire episode. He was so proud of his song.
Listen, after watching it, I was like, I think Steve should be with a black girl. I just kind of feel like
It's a bunch of black girls out there that think that too.
I agree. I never noticed he had his ears pierced.
She said that
That's
too.
exactly what I said.
She said
I
that
said,
too.
Steve got an earring.
I don't know if it's because he was going, he was doing his hometown thing. And so
Yeah.
he was feeling kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he put them earrings in. I didn't realize how tall he was. He was being serious when he was dancing. I said,
Oh, yeah.
"No
He
way."
was like, I said, oh, my God, today.
I just kind of feel like if Noy doesn't work, there's a black girl out there that would like swoop Steve up and be like, yes, be a former whatever you want, because I'm just enjoying everything about you.
Yeah, I just really, it opened up a whole nother side to him that I would have never guessed. Like, the fact is so funny. I was like, he is not embarrassed by this rap
Absolutely
song.
not.
He's like, this
Proud.
was, everybody had
He
it.
is
He was
smiling.
like, he
He
was
is.
selling
His
mixtapes
mama
out
was
of the back of
proud.
my car. She was like,
He
it's
said,
been so long.
she was sitting there listening. He was like, yeah, that's me. That's your boy
She
over
was
there.
singing the lyrics.
Yeah.
Shake them hips like that. He was like, your booty make a booty that make you go blind. That was one of
And
the
we all know he ain't talking about Noy.
Nah.
Even now.
I thoroughly, and I do mean thoroughly, enjoyed Steve this episode. I just was just giggling, happy, giggling. I was so happy.
Yeah, no, he outdanced Noy. And I was just like, no, I thought this was your
That
thing.
was so surprising to me too. But then his
Can you
what's it
dance?
called? Superlative. I always get these wrong. Superlative.
It's superlative.
There you go. There's no D in it. What he was the best.
Best dancer.
It was just.
I used to call them superlatives. Yeah, well, no, she said that I love dance. Music is so important to me. Dance. They had a dance studio in. Marcus also fell asleep. They had a dance.
I finished watching right here before y'all got here.
There was a dance studio. Well, they had mirrors all on their basement walls for her to be able to dance.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember it. Was that during the flashback of this episode?
It was during when they were in the dance class.
I'm saying this episode.
Yeah.
No, in this class, I don't remember her saying that.
That's what I'm saying. That's when she said it.
Oh, yeah. I stopped listening to Noy. Sorry. Even when she went to do her letter, I was like, oh, this is the time for a good. No, actually, me and Angel was in the middle of a conversation that had absolutely nothing to do with this podcast or even the show.
Hilarious.
And I remember Noy, I saw her going over her letter, and I was like, yeah, this is a good time to talk. Like, I did not care.
This is a good time to talk.
I did not care.
I will say that this was the first time I feel like I understood beyond Noy's money story, like, what happened in her family. Her saying that, like, being able to admit that she was holding on to this because she just feels like it was the last part of like who she is and her independence and all of the things. For whatever reason, it was like it locked for me. Like I understood it in a way that I previously hadn't understood her. Like she was just pissing me off because I feel like Steve is such a good guy.
Right.
And everything she was saying just wasn't making sense to me. I don't know how this is going to look for them future, although somebody tweeted me. It was like, I'm on an airplane and Noy and Steve are by me. So sorry if that's a spoiler. It is. But I just feel like it was the first time I got it. And I felt like in the episode was the first time Steve got it.
Uh-huh. The part that I actually understood better about Noy, not that she still doesn't bother me, is why she won't give up this whole putting her business out passive aggressively on social media.
Yeah.
When she was talking about how they weren't allowed to express themselves at all.
Yeah.
Growing up, which will cause you to be passive aggressive when you can't just assertively communicate.
Yeah.
And feeling as though like you are not going to now take away ways that I can communicate.
Yeah, now that I'm grown.
Yeah,
that's the exact part.
Right. So even though she still needs to work through her own, trauma and reaction to that situation in her growing up, I now understand why she's being childish.
Yes.
I still don't like it, but I understand.
Yes. I think that was the moment for me. Literally when I was watching, I was like,
yeah,
you're still fighting the wrong battle. This isn't the battle for the point you're trying to make.
Yeah.
But I understand why you are suited up. I understand why you have the armor on.
Yeah,
I get it now in a way that it wasn't registering all the time for me. And full transparency, I can do that. Sometimes I be choosing the wrong heel. But sometimes in my quest to be like, you will hear me, I be choosing the wrong microphone to yell in.
Right.
So I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, with all these people, the ones that we have disliked the most to the ones that we have championed the most.
Yeah.
I try to, even though it is sometimes fun just to be unabashed and just talk bad about whoever I want to, I try to understand that most of these people aren't just showing up to be jerks.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's them not realizing that their behavior is inappropriate, and more than likely their behavior is based off of how they were raised, the life they've experienced. So a lot of times they feel very justified and don't see like, no, you're being a dick. You're being whatever it is in the situation. It's just sometimes hard in a hour setting that we're watching these, or no, excuse me, I said an hour. It takes us a lot longer to watch these shows.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yes, to watch these shows, to feel like giving that much grace. And also, I don't really think our viewers be looking for us to give grace. They just want.
Oh no, they here for the really, really good high points and all the toxic low points. With that said, I would love for the group of people that are actually reviewing these shows just start doing a bunch of stuff together. Just get together and just. Let's do brunch. Let's do lunch.
Oh,
let's go out for drinks.
I was like,
like right after this if we have time. No, just right after this if we have time.
I actually thought about it, but y'all are shooting.
No, we got time. We can do that after the shoot or whatever. But I'm talking about even next week and the week after, especially if it's going to be a smaller group. There, Kevin.
Oh.
He's in here commenting. Talking about this works. This works with just them. I'm like, if it works with just us, it's going to work all the way with just us.
I didn't know
you hear me?
This was going.
Yeah.
Girl, I was right on the same boat with you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Response coming in hot.
I was like,
he was like, this works with just them. Yeah, you know what else works with just us?
Yeah, going out
all the festivities of such.
God. It's the way I was. Left? No, we're not going left. Right? No, we're not going right.
No, see, the Patreon know it. Patreon know exactly what I was talking about.
Well, yeah, anybody watching it afterwards would have been like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, y'all. Okay, if y'all ain't on Patreon, you need to get on it. I'm sorry, I just had to clap back in here.
We just stay right here for just a minute. I was really like, we can go to lunch or something after. I can call Danny. Wait, that's not what you want to do. I'm so confused.
What are we supposed to be doing?
Well, we still got after that. We could do something.
Yeah.
The moment's over.
She's like, you didn't really mean it. But yeah, Steve, did you have anything to say about Steve and Noy, though?
Steve's great. I like him. He's got some things he could work on, but Noy is...
Name one. He is perfection.
Steve is not actually... He just is perfect.
No, he
is not as go with the flow as he says he is.
No, he's definitely
not. He's
his
own flow,
Absolutely.
But if you added your stream to his flow, he's like, hey.
Anytime you try to put railings on his flow...
Yeah. Now, his flow is wider.
Yes.
It's much wider than most, so he's willing to give. But when I say he's got some things to work on, it's like a blade of grass to a 15-acre field compared to Noy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like she's trash. I don't. He could do much better.
Never much better.
He can.
I don't know. I mean, he could do better, but
Noy. Steve.
She's not ready for this process. She's not ready to be married. I don't even think she's ready for a serious relationship.
Sometimes I wonder what are the conversations that you have with yourself prior to going on a show like this to tell yourself that you're ready for marriage, and then show up and be like, I mean, we don't really have to live together. That kind of, it just.
When I say trash, I mean in a relationship like this, she's trash for that. But like when Dr. Pepper said, she lives separate. I'm like, that has to be an agreed mutual agreement of both of us. It's like, no, it's best that we do this. Not one for something like that. I don't even feel like that would be a sacrifice for one to the other. It's like, well, this is what she wants to do, so I'll adjust. No, both of y'all, this should be something both of y'all strongly feel about. Like, no, we could do this. This is cool.
I also think when you're coming at a relationship in an extremely non-traditional way,
meaning the show.
Yeah, the show. Mm-hmm. Meaning you don't know this person from day one. To then go into separate spaces, I don't see how that is going to help the trajectory of their marriage. And I do think Dr. Pepper made two good points. This was her second marriage, and there were no children involved.
Right.
So, one, Dr. Pepper has,
and the first one lasted a lot longer than she's been in currently.
How long was she? The first one?
23.
Oh, okay, well, yeah. So one, Dr. Pepper has a better bird's eye view of what it takes to have a functioning, good relationship, a marriage, what she brings to the table as a wife. Two, she's not trying to start a new family with this person. So not to say there are people who aren't with the other creator of their baby. Mm-hmm. So, and they make it work. But they're more than likely not trying to make a relationship that is romantic work as well. Right. They're trying to just co-parent. So there were points that Dr. Pepper made that possibly went over Noy's head that I'm like, Dr. Pepper, you should have just been a hypocrite.
Yeah. Somebody like her is going to take what is like her and just run with it. Like, oh, I understand this part. And just skip on down the road.
Yeah. And Dr. Pepper didn't say how long her and her current partner were together before.
Right.
They got married. So there's a lot of foundational things that you need to have in order for a long distance relationship to work this early on that they just don't have, given that they've met each other 5-6 weeks ago. Like it doesn't all the way. It doesn't all the way make all the sense to me, Melissa.
Yeah, I was just like, Dr. Pepper, are you sure you want to say that? Don't say that.
I know. She said
let it alone.
I'm surprised she said it. They probably could have, Dr. Cal could have handled this one.
I know, but apparently Noy don't listen to Dr. Cal, so. You remember when he was like, you can't post social media. She was like, I am a separate person from him.
She said it again. I know, you and Dr. Cal are the experts, whatever she said. But like me, myself personally, it's just me, myself, and I.
Yeah. Me, myself personally, this is how I feel about the thing. I don't know. I don't know what level of maturity she's going to have to reach. I do agree with you. I don't know what conversation she had with herself and what she presented herself to. How she presented herself to the experts for her to come off as a good candidate, as someone who really sees. I do understand parts of marriage. There is a independence that you lose because you are hopefully taking the other person in consideration when making decisions. But when it comes to what your independence is that you need to hold on to, there's certain things that are typically assumed.
Correct.
Are going to no longer be a thing that you're trying to hold on to, such as a small studio apartment that another person could not comfortably live in with you.
Right.
It'd be different if it was a space that the possibility of him living in there would be okay, even though I think Steve could make it work if he lived in a Winnebago. But
also wanting the comfortability of that type of escape. Like knowing you can leave a situation is like, that's not a true partnership or marriage. Just having that as your safety net of, I could always just leave. It's like, no, you stay there and work it out. If you need to leave the area or whatever, but having to go somewhere and sleep somewhere different in a completely different area, completely away from the person. Now, if you are close, like you and Kevin, me and Angel, not sleeping in the bedroom may seem extremely distant.
Yeah.
But for you to be like, I need to leave you and this whole environment, or I want that option to be able to do that. It's like you're not looking at it as on a level of I want this to work or I want this to be successful.
Yeah. But if she willing to leave over some noodle comment and go to her own place, She wouldn't like that. She'd be like, "Oh, okay, you didn't rub sushi the right way. We out." Like, I can't see how that. There's no way I can envision that working. Even if I had on Warby Parker glasses, I couldn't see it happening. And we thank Warby Parker for sponsoring today's podcast, honey, because Warby Parker has created a boutique quality eyewear at revolutionary price points, offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, eye exams. Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care online and in stores. So Warby Parker, as I said, has really revolutionary prices. Glasses starting at $95, including prescription lenses. You can also do the Try Warby Parker free home try-on program. I actually have 5 at home now that I'm trying on, all sunglasses, because you know your girl got LASIK. But Melissa had just did a sunglass haul. I feel like you need to have multiple sunglasses.
I agree.
Yeah, it's because it depends on what type of swag you give it on that day. So I was like, Warby, why are you looking at me like that, sir? See, he done got on his Warby, so he ain't looking at me
just
right.
recently got on me for that.
Anyways, but you can try on 5 pairs of glasses at home for free for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy. Ships free, includes a prepaid return shipping label. So try 5 pair of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/TBTB.
TBTB.
And but I'm going to mention where to go one more time, but I do want to tell you all, it is super duper simple to do the home try on. You go online, you can tell them like the shape of your face and then what style of glasses. I love a good cat eye. I also love a good oversized lens. And I'm really into the tortoise.
Yeah.
I really, really like that. And also animal print, because that has a hold on my life. I'm pretty sure it's going to be with me until I'm 50. So I got to pick out the glasses. They suggested some, and then I looked at more that they had, and I chose a couple more. And they're at my house for me to be able to try on and figure out which ones I like, what I want to keep, and what I want to send back. So it is super duper simple. You don't have to go anywhere, because I know sometimes going places be a hassle. So one more time, try 5 pair of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/TBTB.
TBTB.
Because you said it once already. Got you. Okay, anything else on Noy and Steve? No. Do we think, well, it seems like they've made it. I don't know. They're also the type to me that'll say no on decision day, but still be trying to make it. But I don't know. Y'all think they're going to make it despite I probably gave it away with the airplane comment.
No, I think she'll say yes, but then possibly ruin it for the both of them later on down the line. I think Steve is all in, regardless.
I do too. That's so weird to me.
Yeah, I think Steve is all in. Why do you think it's so weird?
Because I feel like he should maybe be with a black woman.
You're like, because he needs a black girl.
Because maybe Noy is not it all the way, and there's like a black woman that would be like dancing with him.
Oh yeah, he could absolutely end up with a really cute black girl, but he's all in. He pushed all his chips in for Noy on day one.
Yeah, my stance the same as last week. They will say yes, they won't make it
long term.
Long term, no.
We need to go to that Married at First Sight fan page or whatever and ask her when the season end. When was decision day? So we can figure out what the time gap is.
That timeline is.
Yeah, but usually within a year, they usually explode.
Yeah.
It's a shame. But then black couples, they didn't held on.
They have Karen and Miles.
And
Woody. She pregnant.
They got that little baby.
It's so cute.
She did.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations to them.
Tour of baby showers and stuff.
That's dope.
And our other girl went to the baby shower.
Vince and
Brianna.
I forgot all about them.
Yeah, they
still together. They did a cute
Ain't they just precious?
Yeah, it is.
They did a cute little photo shoot together, and I was like, look at this.
It's so cute.
For real, low key, listen, I believe everybody deserves love regardless of what race. But I do feel like Married at First Sight should just do one season of black couples so they can have a higher ratio.
Yeah, that'll change their whole ratio thing. It's like, you know what,
and Deanna and Greg are still together. They got a little boy.
Oh, I don't know them people.
Congratulations to them.
I love it. We're excited for these blacks. That's my granddaddy would say. The blacks.
The
blacks.
Okay, done with them. Let's go to the train wreck couple of the cat died. Thank you. Mark
and
Lindsay. First of all, rest in peace to his cat. Because that was actually really, really sad.
That cat looked disgusting.
That cat.
My God.
It's one of those. When I saw that cat, I was like, that's when you're like, you know what, fella, you had a really good run.
I was like,
I don't care what this vet
time.
tell me. No, let's go on, give him enough
thing about
NyQuil
it
to
is-
put him down.
From this side, the cat was normal. When he
Two-Face.
turned the cat this way, it looked like that thing got into a fight with Mike
was
Tyson.
Yeah.
That was Two-Face
Yes.
and Harvey Dent.
Yes.
My cat
was
looked like
swollen.
that when it started to have seizures. It was like losing like hair on one side. It was bad.
Oh yeah, so
It
y'all
was
had
bad.
indoor cats.
Oh yeah,
We had country. We had mountain lions. Them cats used to chase
He
dogs
was like,
off
"We
the
got cats."
property.
I was like, no, y'all have like strays coming to eat food.
No,
Those
that-
are our cats.
No, those cats were there for a purpose. They were to keep rodents down.
And they were waiting for that.
So
food.
we would feed them like once a week.
See,
That's
This is out in the
hilarious.
country. You don't have cats in the house. They out in the country. They killing stuff. They
did
know
y'all
mice
go and
and
get those cats from somewhere, or did they show up?
Morris, he was just always there from a child. Morris
But
stayed
the
around.
rest,
Named
The rest of them, they had litters.
so that's what.
Yeah, they had
Man,
litters.
I'll-
Don't nobody go buy cats in the country.
I didn't say buy, but you could have gotten them from someone.
Morris
These are
could have
cats-
I don't know.
these cats.
But Morris
just
was
hilarious.
enormous.
They just
Morris
showed
probably
up
weighed
and
about 30
Your
pounds.
cats were squatting on your
Mo-
property.
Yes, and they were like,
Mo-
these are ours.
Morris looked like he walked on knuckles. Like he was beefy before he got
That was
old.
a
But we ain't
dog.
never seen no cat get that old and decrepit. Morris, he got really old. He used to just lay on the porch, and after a while, he was just gone one day.
75-year-old man's name, and you named your
Yes.
cat
Yes.
Morris.
Morris, yeah.
Morris, that is the name of
We
it.
named it off the Meow Mix cat commercial back in the day. Meow, 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 meow.
His name was Morris.
Yeah.
How y'all know that?
My sister told me that.
literally
She probably lied. I don't know.
That is probably the case.
And his wife's name was Calico.
What?
This is-
Those were the two cats. It was Morris and Calico, and then they had the litters, and then it just exploded. We didn't have to worry about
Y'all
no
was
mice.
They
foster
had,
parents.
30
Out my
cats.
granny's-
Yes.
Yeah, it was cats all over the place in my granny's house.
Just if you a regular person, you'd be scared. Them cats was not the cats.
And
that
then
you
my
go with
cousins,
pets.
had cat. Oh, they would get into fights. Tom was my cousin's cat, and he had a thick neck too.
You hear this?
Look, these cats had duties. Okay, they clocked
There was
in
a
and clocked
gang.
out.
They had a gang.
They had sets. But yeah, so yeah, and the cat had sores on his back. Did y'all see
did.
that? It showed a little glimpse.
We're
I
back
was like,
talking about
oh,
Mox
we've now
cat,
talking
yes.
about Mox cat. But yeah,
AJ.
I don't know the
CJ.
age of CJ,
Jesus
CT.
Christ.
CT.
JC.
Because that's what I thought. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I don't know how the age. I don't know the age of. I don't know how old cats be getting or how long they usually live. But yeah, he was. I understand letting the pet go. I had to put my dog down last year, and I was like, yeah, you had a good run. I was toe up for about 3-4 hours.
Yeah,
After that, I was
forget
good.
my pet,
Really?
too.
I feel like it should be a little longer than hours. It wasn't like a full day.
I mean, once a dog that size reaches 12, 13 years old, it's like you start preparing a year prior.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you good? To get to the
Well-
point, it's like you just check on and breathe, and you good.
I didn't get to do that with my Yorkie.
Nah,
She just,
Callie
I
just
went
woke up
outside
ready
and
to
was
die.
like, wait, why can't she lift up her head?
The rest of her
Right.
body could stand up, but her head wasn't
Her
leaving the
back legs was
ground.
standing up, but her head was down. I washed her, and I took her in.
And Supreme, he was barking and whining and stuff. He knew something was wrong
that
with
was
it too.
that was the thing that hurt.
Yeah, him
After we put her down, him looking for
grieving. Him grieving. He would
her and
whine.
crying.
He did that for like a week. And I was just like, I
was
feel
like,
so
"She's
bad for
not
you.
here."
That
And
was the most depressing part.
And then my son's side was like, Mommy, she's okay. The doctor's gonna fix her. I was like, no, she's dead. He was like, Mom.
The other cat, the other twin
she's
was
fine."
like, she's dead.
It was very sad. But then yes, you get over it really quickly.
Yeah.
That's what lets you. That's what when people say, my dog is like my child. And I'm like,
Nah,
no.
because you can go down to the pound or another breeder and get you a new child real
Oh,
quick.
He real
Try
like,
that with a baby.
try that with a real baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got over that so fast. If it was one of my kids, bury me today.
Yeah.
Yeah, put me on in there, stuff me up
Yeah.
in that
That's
thing.
it. But yeah, his cat is dead. And Lindsay,
You know it's
Lindsay
bad.
just kept putting that cat in the towel as if it was
Why
helping
did
that
Dude,
cat.
that's her. When I pointed that, I saw that. I was like, everything was fine.
And she was wrapping
That-
them so rough.
Thing is, that's her personality, and that's kind of sums up their relationship. Is he's dealing with something that's an issue, and he's comforting it and he's dealing with it.
This was
and she feels the need to come along and fix something that don't need to be fixed.
holding the cat. This is her.
And then the cat didn't even want to be in that position. You see the cat get irritated?
Girl, be gentle. That cat is dead.
But
alive.
that literally sums up them. It's like, I got this. She was like, no, let me fix it to make it better. No, you actually made it worse.
She was annoying the crap out of me. They have such an interesting relationship because they are so sweet to one another when they are not evil.
Yeah, they are.
And just taking jabs at each other. Like when it must have been Dr. Pepper was there and he was like, I know what you want to hear. You're strong and you could do it and you could be anything. And I'm going to speak all these great things into your life. And she was like near tears. And I was like, this is so weird. Like, why are you guys so evil if you know the nice things to say to her to make her feel all gushy and mushy
Because she won't
inside?
let him because she says it first.
Well, no.
I'm great. I'm strong. I can handle it. You should be telling me this. Tell me I look nice. Hey, I look nice.
It's not just that, though. It's that if he ever says anything of the contrary and he does not accept her help in a very gracious way, all that's thrown out the window.
All of it.
It's as if he's never said any of those things.
Yeah.
So if he's not like, my life is a mess, Lindsay, thank you for trying to clean it up.
And please come be my savior.
Right. She is
Because you have been my savior since I met you.
Right. It's almost as if him recognizing that she's an amazing person is not enough. He has to also recognize that he is in a very just terrible life. And if he doesn't do both, she's never going to be happy with it. And it's unfortunate because she, in some ways, really does mean well. She's not doing any of this in a way to not actually help him. But she's also not willing to listen, which is a big problem.
Like everybody says that knows her, she's a lot.
But it's so interesting to me that she doesn't realize she's a lot or like finds it, what's the word I'm looking for? She finds it like offensive when people say that, when it's like kind of obvious. And then when she was reading her letter, and she said, and people will call you a lot. And I was like, this is to your former self. Like, did people say that then? Or are you talking to him today?
Grew up saying that.
No, I know people like her that are themselves in spite. Like,
tell me what you mean.
Meaning, I am going to be the fullness of myself in spite of people because so many people have told me I am too much.
Oh, you think I'm too much? Well, watch this.
Got you.
Right. So there is a thing, and I do empathize with her a little bit because I do feel like a lot of times her intentions don't start off bad. Then when she gets offended, she goes further into it, and then it's just like, well, then nobody really wants to F with you now because like you could have stopped. You could have hard stopped and been like, let me course correct. But I think sometimes for people who have big personalities like that, any correction, modification feels like you're trying to stifle them versus just asking them to be a little more malleable to the people that are around them. So, I mean, I kind of get it because I know a lot of people think I'm a lot. I'm not Lindsay, but I know when people start to try to make me more demure or more, what's that? There's another word.
Docile.
It's not just docile. There's
Dormant.
No.
Calming the hell down.
It's not that.
I don't know.
There's an extra set. There's femininity. When people try to get me to become
While
this
you were
person,
looking for one word, he gave you 3 phrases.
Yes, he was like dormant, docile, dead, like his cat JC. Like he was just
Rotting corpse. Is that what? Festering.
But there is
so
is definitely reserved words too.
Yeah.
Meek. When people want me, would love it. There are certain people that would love it if I were more of that. And so when I can feel that somebody wants that, I will crank myself up. I will be like, okay, all right. You want me to be meek? Okay, all right. Let me twerk.
Yeah.
If that's what you want. I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at you because you're that person, even though sometimes I think you do. I'm looking at you because I felt like I wasn't having you in the conversation. Why are you looking at me like it?
I'm just looking at you.
But yeah, so I get it.
Yeah. I think we
Just
all,
looking
and
at
I
you.
definitely can,
Marcus.
with the eyes open, do the lean in.
Mm-hmm.
I can lean in.
Demure.
Yeah.
There we go.
I feel like you said that.
I might have.
You went through the whole dictionary.
Go ahead, Liz. I'm so
But
sorry.
she she goes there and she said it. If you don't like, or what did she say? If you want to give up, I'll give up, and I'll give up more. Like, I get that. Like, you know, I will outdo the destruction.
I'll stop even harder.
Like, I will. It will be an atomic bomb. Like, it'll be me and you. All of this will be blown up. So I do get that. I don't know, girl. She is, I know what I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
She is, okay. What's funny is coming to the end of this and giving these people the grace of like, I think I understand and I get you now. And that's a little bit of what's happening. I even think for me is that what Lindsay wants, she fishes for, right? So as Dr. Pepper was saying, like, just let him come to you, because what you want is for him to come to you. But instead of allowing him to come, you're pulling him.
You're wrapping him up like a dying cat.
Yes. And
Angela,
so
if
what
you don't
he
let
ends
this
up
cat
doing
alone.
is feeling like this is overwhelming. Let me back up.
Yeah.
So I get that. But then you create situations for him to back up instead of for him to come close.
Yeah.
And that's be the self-destruction behavior that I also do.
And you're like, and I also do that as well.
Correct.
I be wondering how, though, I really, like, there are ways in which that I want to give her advice, but then I'm trying to figure out a way for her to also still feel like she's able to be herself in it. Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know if she needs a masterclass on it, but if she does, we have a code for it, because we've got our next sponsor, which is Masterclass. Woo. So, Masterclass is one of those things. I remember when it first hit the market a while ago, and they had like everybody. I'm talking about Masterclass from Oprah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oprah? You telling me Oprah gonna teach me something? Well, I'm gonna be there. Shonda Rhimes.
Yep.
I don't even really want to write, but I want to learn how to create stories.
And it was very
from
good.
You know what I'm saying? And the fact that these classes are available to everyone at such an inexpensive cost, I can't even I can't even get over it. So let me tell you some things about Masterclass that you should know. Okay. So they are classes that are about 10 minutes long, right? Or there's multiple classes, but what's good to know is that you can get them in these like bite-size versions. Cause I know a lot of time we don't have the time to be able to kind of learn these crafts in a way that makes us feel comfortable. Like, for instance, Issa Rae has this amazing class on teaching, creating outlines, outside the lines, like to be able to kind of like think outside of what's already in existence. Okay. And what's great is like divvied up into 5 different sections. Okay. So you kind of get to meet her, get to know her, kind of get to know her background. Then you begin to learn how to find your voice and your inspiration, because Issa took Awkward Black Girl. That was her life experience. And she figured out what was the thing about her life that needed to be, told. Okay. And then you have developing your story. What is the part of your story? How do you want to tell the story? How do you want to bring out the characters? And then she begins to tell the blueprint of how she wrote the pilot for Insecure, how she wrote the characters and the why. Like, that is invaluable right there. Hard stop. I don't even need nothing else, right? But there's so many great classes. Like I said, they have Shonda Rhimes on there, and she's teaching you all about, TV writing, okay? But it's super simple to access. You don't have to go to Harvard and sit in a classroom. We're not in Boston. We ain't got time to go there, right? You can access this on your laptop, your phone, or your TV. And you can. They have a new audio mode so that you can listen to this within your car. And there's always like new and exciting things to learn on the site. Like, these are people that you really want to learn from that you possibly would never have a chance to actually meet. They have over 100 courses, classes from a wide range of world-class instructors. And the thing you've always wanted to do is closer than you think. All right. So I highly recommend you check it out. Get unlimited access to every masterclass. And as the Bald and the Beautiful listener, you get 15% off an annual membership. This is a great gift too if you've never thought about giving it. If you yourself don't want it, this is a great gift to give away. So go to masterclass.com/TBTB.
TBTB.
Now, that's masterclass.com/TBTB.
TBTB.
For 15% off Masterclass.
And you do that right now after you watch this.
Come on, amen.
Okay, anything else on? We didn't really get into them. They're not going to make it. That's kind of the whole point.
They're what's it called? Hills and valleys be so extreme.
They do.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like a freaking Richter scale, and it's a 10.10 earthquake. Like, no. Like, the bounce back be strong, and y'all seem like y'all good, and they bounce back from everything that happens.
Right.
But it's like awful. Like, you should not be bouncing back from that. Just let it go. But they do. They seem to convince themselves that everything's going to be good. And they always end up walking down and locking hands and staring at each other's eyes. And then right after that, they're going to be like trying to slash each other's throats out. And like, just leave each other alone.
I really think they could be amazing best friends if you were to remove the romance from the entire equation. I do think they could be great friends. I do think if Lindsay didn't feel like she was, I think because he is her husband is why she's going into being his mother mode. I think if she saw him more as just a peer, as a friend, she wouldn't do that. She'd probably offer advice, but not like wrangle him up all the time.
I'm the best friend you ever had, Mark. You need to listen to me.
She still might say that stuff, but it'd be easier for him to be like, all right, well, I'm going to go home. Good to see you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm going to go home with you because that's what friends do. I'm going to be right there.
No, I don't think she would do that necessarily, but I also think she would possibly see his sweeter side more often as well. I think he would still do nice gestures. If she called him and said, oh, no, I have dehydration, he'd be like, oh, you drank. I'm going to take you to the
I must have ate something. You ate liquor.
Right.
Okay. That's what you ate.
But once you add that, I feel like romance and then that, we supposed to do this till death do you part. The stakes is too high. Lindsay's expectations are too high. And Mock gets too overwhelmed and he can't escape her.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
I think so too. Anything else on them?
Nah.
All right, let's go to the blacks. Let's go to Katina and Elijah Wan. At the beginning of the episode, Elijah Wan said something, and it was like foreshadowing in a movie where you just know where this is going. And for me, it was giving, it's the end of this experiment. We're coming to the end of this experiment. I don't want to be with Katina, and I'm dropping hints so that way she could say no instead of me.
Yep. I thought the same thing.
I don't think she gonna say no, and I don't think he gonna say it either.
The way he said, she should just focus on herself. She should lock in and focus on herself. As somebody that truly, if you love somebody or you truly care for somebody, you want the best for them. That's what's best for her. That's baiting her into saying please, because he knows she gonna hear about that. Somebody gonna say something. I was
before decision day,
totally pissed off at him because if he isn't, it's coming across as if he's been disingenuous this whole time. That's like the energy that I'm getting now.
Really?
Yes. And it pissed me off because Katina has been trying. She has been adjusting. Like everything we just said, Lindsay is not, in like being malleable and being adjustable and being flexible and like curving to whatever he needs. She has tried to do. And now for him to be like, honestly, she should just lock in and go to school. I was just like, honestly, you're giving me, you weren't being real. You was kind of being fake this whole time. The same thing you was accusing her of being. It was projection. It was you this whole time. And now I'm pissed.
You think it's the difference of, because Katina, she comes off as like just a black woman. And if that's something he's not used to, like, do you think he's used to somebody just melting all over him constantly catering to his needs, bowing to his feet? And then on top of now being married, of him being with someone who's not where he thinks they should be in order for them to be there. Because fact of the matter is, it's maybe an immaturity thing, but for her to still be going through school and doing this and that, you're always going to be trying to excel at something in life, whether you're married or not. So there's always going to be the next thing that you're trying to do, the next, what's it called, step in life that you're trying to get. School is just one of those steps. It's a very temporary thing, and for him to be ready to let a relationship go because she's still in school, like, that's common, for the way he's looking at it for men, especially single men, it's common for them to be like, well, I wanted this to be here, so I'm not ready to do that yet. I did that. And it's a real stupid way of looking at it.
This is why I disagree with both of y'all.
Say your take.
I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. I dealt with the same thing. I think he is approaching her life the way he approached his life, which is incorrect, but this is what he's doing. I think in his mind, there are certain steps you do before you get married.
Okay.
She has not completed those steps, which is you do school, you get established in your career, you are with your person, you all travel, and then you have kids. She's about to blow up that whole timeline in his mind because he's like, well, you can't travel and have kids if you're in school. You have to finish that first, it by itself. Now, what makes it wrong is that he is not the author of her life. And if she wants to do all these things
at the Jesus,
amen. If she wants to do all these things at once, she has the capability of doing it. But because his mind is so stuck on it, I think he's afraid that things won't work out because of that. So I think this is more so of a punk move than it is being disingenuous of, I want for her to live her life, and I hope she decides to do that in order for him not to fail after the fact. I think it's more so fear than an actual.
Because he sees it as more work. Like, I've already done all this stuff.
Yeah, I think he doesn't see that it would work another way.
Right.
I don't think he understands. And it was, as Marcus said, that was his mindset too at one point in time of, oh, I'm not him. He didn't feel like he was established yet. He needed to do A, B, C, and D.
Nobody tell you be putting messed up.
You
out
said
there,
it.
But I don't need you going into detail like it. But yeah, that was me.
A, B, C, and D in order for us to work out. And I was like, we could be at -2. It'll be fine. We'll fish our way up out of this.
Yeah. Once we got married, she said, oh yeah, let's go even further back. I'm going back to school so I ain't got to pay.
Absolutely. It's the journey we both get to be on. And I don't think Elijah Wan has seen it work any other way. So in his mind, this is, and also having him go back to where he grew up and him talking about, you know, he was one of his only friends that like made it out. I really, really think now like the stakes in his head are higher than what they really are. As far as if you don't do it in this order, stuff ain't gonna work out.
Yeah.
Like, you have to do it in this order because my friends that did do it in this order, it didn't work out for them.
Yeah,
so you
because
have
it's like
to do
this
it.
is the quote unquote right way. This
Yes.
from history. This is what you do.
So while I think he is wrong in his thinking, I do think he actually has way more feelings than what he is willing to say on camera for Katina, and it's all because he's afraid.
I do agree. Everything he does is based on fear. I 100% agree with that. I don't want to give him the grace of what you're saying. And this is just me personally, because I hear what you're saying. I almost think I do agree with it. I don't want to give him the grace because he's had 6 weeks.
Oh yeah,
And she hasn't not been in school for 6 weeks. They've had, they did the flashback at the dinner table. I mean, at the reception, at the wedding, talking about the 2-year timeline. So it's not a new conversation. So the moment it doesn't align with the plan that you have for your life, that's immediately, I started watching Selling Sunset.
No, I was watching this. Mark said, why are you watching this? I was like,
it's
I
so
can't,
good.
the voices,
okay?
all the voices
Oh my
is like
God.
nails on a chalkboard.
It's fantastical. But Chriselle was like, listen, I'm 40. I want to have a kid. So before we do this thing, do you want to have a kid? Yes or no? Let's have this conversation. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Like, I just feel like if he has, and it's crystal clear in his mind, which is what it sounds like, this is the steps to success. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. You're talking about step D, but we're not over step B.
Right.
That don't align to me. Then I feel like that's conversations that he should have brought up sooner instead of allowing this woman to fall for you. Thinking y'all are going to make plans. She talking about kids and this, that, and the third. And now you want to throw up school in the 9th hour talking about go do it on your own, or you're on your own. Because if this is true love, you can come back. No.
Yeah.
Right.
If it's true love, you can stick there in it.
Don't do my heart like that. I've been vulnerable with you. I've been honest with you. I'm talking about making plans with you. And quite literally 2 weeks before decision day, you want to pull this BS? I'll chop your neck off. Like, that's not okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's been pulling BS the entire time.
Yeah.
He's definitely been pulling BS, and Katina has been sticking right beside him.
But we know people like it. We know people that know how to stay in some trash situations.
Absolutely.
I know how to stay.
Yeah, they are professionals.
Yeah, they professionals at it. It's
They
like
trash.
But why? Yeah.
Over.
Matter of fact, let's take this trash and recycle it into different trash, and then use it.
I really think they're going to make it.
I do too. That's my problem.
I think they're going to make it. However,
or that's their problem.
Yes, I do too. She's like, it is the problem with the situation. The only thing that I could wish for them right now is that both of them, not just because Katina also needs some help too. Like I said, get with a therapist that he can respect so that some of these archaic ideas that he has that have solidified in his mind can be broken up and swept away. And that Katina can get to a place of, she's shown moments of power, but I feel like we've seen her in so many moments where she's allowing herself to be talked to in a way that is so disrespectful and that is so like it's outlandish for anybody to think that they should have the right to pull somebody down to the points that he has pulled her down to where she can set strong boundaries so that he, knows that the consequence of his behavior will be that he's by himself and that she will leave. And he, too, can understand that his behavior does not serve anyone, not even himself. He's just going to end up with some weak woman, and he's going to still be here looking like he's in the Flintstones.
Yeah, with his archaic ways.
He's very archaic.
Yeah.
He's very archaic. Like, I
was just clearing up the Flintstones reference.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, because, like, I do know men who still love for their wife to cook for them. So it's not like that is so outlandish. But for that.
And I actually am a woman that I don't enjoy cooking. That's not true. But I do like the idea.
Yes. No, I get
providing food for my family.
Absolutely. I've been cooking since he's been gone. I have cooked dang near every single meal. I cooked all Sunday.
There's nothing I enjoy more than eating a meal that she actually was excited to cook. Because when Angel's excited to cook something, I'm talking about, I don't care what chef you done heard of, they not touching Angel.
I love that.
But 90% of the time, Angel don't like, she was like, I'm just putting some heat on some things edible so y'all can eat it and shut up.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
it's because I be tired.
I mean, we all be tired. We all be tired.
I cooked 3 HelloFresh meals this weekend. And thankfully, HelloFresh is a sponsor of today's podcast. And when I tell you, if it wasn't for HelloFresh, I would not be cooking for my family. Do you understand me? The anger that Marcus is talking about putting heat on food would be astronomical if it wasn't for HelloFresh. I even had to, my son is in a play right now, so he has to be at school until 7:30. So he has to pack dinner with him because his school is nowhere near us. He better be thankful for HelloFresh. I made him some black bean and poblano pepper.
Yeah, it almost didn't make it to the school.
I know.
You're right. Hey, I was about to talk him up out of one of them. Hey, look, I'll get you something at Starbucks. But you come up off that.
I made this so on Sunday morning I made this this breakfast hash that was chopped up potatoes and red onions. You almost said roasted.
She's treating it like a game of taboo.
I loved it because that's what and I'm gonna give you more because my brain is like, what are you saying? And
mushrooms
every day
and fried eggs on top. Then for lunch, I made the kids. What did I make for lunch? Because I made another like egg thing. Yeah. It was
quiche.
It wasn't a quiche, even though that would have
was that the rice one, the rice and
it was a
vegetables
miso-based thing. It was rice. It had sweet potatoes. It had broccoli. And it had egg on it. And then for the boys, I made these zucchini and mozzarella and sun-dried tomato panini sandwiches.
Oh, nice!
So I mean, I was HelloFreshing. Hello, all day. Fresh all day. So you get farm fresh to you. Food delivered right to your door. Our delivery day is Sunday. You can choose whatever day you want to. You can also pause whichever week you need to pause. Like we'll have to pause here soon because we're going out of town, so they don't deliver anything. You can also customize your favorite dishes with their new Hello Custom offerings by swapping out one protein or side for another, or upgrading for a more luxe experience, or even adding a protein to a veggie meal. I did that for the quesadillas last week for Little Marcus. I added chicken to it. So I was like, here, you have a little protein. Get through your rehearsals. This means more choices, more variety, and more meals tailored to you. And you can pick from your favorites, from 50 different weekly options. And yeah, I'm talking about you're getting a diverse menu because they got chefs coming and putting this thing together. Share your personal endorsement? I think I did.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think
100%.
I told y'all with a like.
All Saturday.
Okay, so go to HelloFresh.com/TBTB16
TBTB16.
and use code TBTB16
TBTB16.
for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. I'm going to tell y'all one more time. Go to HelloFresh.com/TBTB16
TBTB16.
and use code TBTB16
TBTB16.
for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. It's HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. What's so funny with these things is when they give you instructions versus lines to read, and you start to read the instructions.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, Mama has fun cooking them when she's in town.
Marcus's
She be
mama?
into it.
She said, this
Oh, my
is
God.
so neat.
She was pulling them things. She's like, is it okay? I've cooked 2. Is it okay if I said, Mama, cook them till they done? Because they going to get 8 regardless.
Right. Yo, yeah, she love it.
That's fantastic. Okay. Anything else on them?
One thing that annoys me about him is, well, like you said, if he can find somebody that he respects to give him advice and to coach him and consult him through life and get him past these issues, he would, because when he finds something that he sees that he's done something wrong, he genuinely tries to fix it.
I
don't know if it stays there.
I called her a stupid hoe, and then I was like, I can't say that.
That ain't what he said.
He didn't say that.
He said,
Katina,
shut up.
would you shut up?
Yeah, shut up for a second. He immediately realized that his energy was too high, so he walked away, and then he came back and apologized. So like things like that is like, I've said it from the beginning, I'll keep saying it. He is willing to improve more than anybody I've ever seen on the show, but he does need a lot of improvement.
Well, it is hard to improve in real time.
Yeah, no, because it's only been a few weeks.
Yeah, it has, and especially
And to be
especially
in
when
something
you're
serious.
Right, and you're
the
taking in
stakes
a
are
lot
higher.
of things.
Sure enough.
So you're like, okay, so focus on getting my mouth together because I'm over here off the rails. I do think he can get that together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I wish for Katina to have to be the practice dummy.
That's good.
To watch him go through getting it together. You know what I'm saying? And to your point that you said last week, I mean, I get it. I know everybody wants someone who has already gotten through, processed all their trauma, figured out what their triggers are, and made their way into being a better human being. But the reality is that a lot of people aren't there yet. And it's the yet that's important. There are certain people who don't ever want to get to yet because they're happy where they're at. Like Lindsay, she don't have a yet. Lindsay is happy where she's at. She's not going to improve at all. The one thing I can say about Elijah is that at least he believes that a yet does exist. Yeah. At least he does hear at times when he is wrong. But I think about me and Marcus. Now, granted, we're not the age of these people on the show. We are different human beings than when we met. Mm-hmm. So Marcus was able to give me the grace to become better, and the same thing with him. Again, though, the way Elijah needs to grow is not something that I would wish on a person, though. I wouldn't wish for a person to have to take those digs until their significant other got their
and the other point to that is everybody's different with different people. You know, like different people pull different things out of different people. It's like the person I am, or even started dating, the person Angel was dating, as of me, I was probably somebody completely different with somebody else. And it's like we've even seen it when we've had friends that started dating different people. It's just like, but wait, he acts completely different with her than he did with her. Yeah. And it's like that's different people who pull different things out. So even if you have that, or if you get to know her in this aspect, or she, you know, you put your past experiences on people that you're dating and how you reacted with them, but you won't know until you're in that. Yeah, and it takes time to adjust to, well, this is how I feel with this person. This is how I react with this person off of what they do or from my past experiences. But
Esther Perel calls it, you pick a partner, you pick a role. So with every partner, you could be playing a different role.
That's what I was saying.
It is exactly what you're saying. I also do think that they are going to make it. I just wish that I wish that Elijah Wan, I'm about to call him like I know him like that. I wish that Elijah Wan would. I want better for him. I just want him to show up better. That's it. I really do. I really, really do. And it's hard because, and you know, I'm just going to say it. I think sometimes you can, because you see the potential, you see he screwed up and calls you stupid or shut up, whatever he said to her, and then immediately apologizes. And so you hold on to that as like your glimmer of hope that like, a change is gonna come. It's just, how long does that happen? Does she need to stay there and be his punching bag during that time? Like, all of those factors matter. Like I said before, she's handled herself like she's just been super, super composed this whole time in a way that he probably doesn't even deserve, given that they've only known each other for such a short period of time. But the fact that she's been able to like hold her peace and like remain as calm as she has, kudos to her. But if she decides on decision day, this isn't the life that I want for myself moving forward, I would get that too.
No, I completely get it.
I don't think they're going to, this is not going to be a yes from one or both of them, just on the simple fact he don't want it to be a yes.
I feel like he would be the a-hole to say no and she would say yes.
I think they're both going to say yes. I don't think he can get to a no.
They would have to ask her first in order for them to
say yes. But you know the producer wouldn't do that. Elijah, what you want to say?
Yeah, what she gonna say? What you gonna do?
Say you gonna go first, and then we're gonna put the camera on her so we can see her right there.
Yeah, no, I think Elijah Wan is not going to be able to say no.
That means he's going to be a jerk in this marriage after. Because I actually think they're going to end up being together too.
Oh, yeah. I don't think he's going to be able to say no, because at the end of the day, he loves her probably more than he's loved anybody else he's been.
Even though he ain't said it.
Yeah, in a romantic relationship. And that's probably a big reason why he hasn't said it. Yeah. Because if he really allowed himself just to fully fall, even though he is quote unquote fully committed to being a husband, I think if he would allow himself to just fully fall for her, all this crap he talking out the window.
And that's probably the tension. Yeah. Actually, is this idea that I think he really does have true, probably deeper feelings for her than he wants to say aloud, like he wants to admit it loud. And it freaks him out. And so he's doing this dance of like in his feelings and his jerk logic. And he's just going back and forth. And that's that tension is what's coming up, is like, who are you? What do you want from me? Every day it's something different. Do you like me? Do you not? Do you love me? Do you not? I'm so confused.
Because he's never, regardless of whether a relationship was serious, he's never been in a serious relationship, has he? Like, even like seeked out one.
Isaac has been
he's never even seeked out a serious relationship. Like he's never even seeked out a serious relationship. This is his very first time. So it's just like, wait a minute, you ain't even done this on you. That's the another part, like dealing with the experts. It's like, how much, now granted you said you was out there doing your thing and now you want to settle down, but have you tried it on your own yet?
Yeah, sometimes I be confused on why they be choosing certain people. But I think if he would have fallen, she can get whatever she wants. I think that is why he is who he is. He wants to have control over the situation so that he can try to determine the outcome. But if he were to just be like, F it, I'm in love, let's do this, she could do whatever the heck she wanted to. And he would just be like, maybe uncomfortable, but not like.
He'd be like, yes, it's my wife.
Right. Exactly.
That's when he's like super sweet, when he's like proud and whatever. He's, I don't know, Elijah, you confusion me.
He's confusion. Let's go to these other.
All right, let's go to the last people, right?
The last blacks.
All right, let's go to the last blacks.
Micah and Jasmina.
Jasmina and Michael. This is I'm gonna just say this. Y'all should have sex.
I think it would change everything.
I think it would change everything. I literally think that's their problem right now.
It probably is, but same thing. We haven't, other than this episode, we haven't found anything about her or understood anything about her that she didn't say at the reception after the wedding. Michael has done all the opening up and all the revealing and all the explaining and all the adjusting and being vulnerable. She has done absolutely nothing up until this episode. And even with the experts, it's like, well, Michael, you have to, and I ain't saying it ain't on him. Like I said last week, I ain't saying it ain't on him. He needs to voice that, but she has put in no effort thus far to be vulnerable other than when they had to write the letter to themselves.
I agree.
But they should have sex.
I know. But back to it. Bust it wide open for a real one, and everything else will flow. Everything else will come. I don't.
Hey, it will flow and come. Yeah, we.
Not even try for that. That's so amazing. No, her little background story was really cute. It was really beautiful.
It was.
The fact that he was moved by it was also beautiful.
It ain't gonna take much to move Michael.
It don't. Child, when he said, "Girl, you can cry in front of me," or she said, "You can cry in front of me," he was like, "Bet I've been holding these tears for like so long. I've been holding this bad."
But because I feel for him, because I can tell he would love that.
Yeah.
But I also see how he's just like, the ball's gonna have to be in her court, because out of respect for things she has verbalized, he doesn't ever want her to feel the pressure of having to show up in that way. However, I think some people, she says that she's naturally affectionate, and I've seen it in moments. I just feel like there's certain things that she says that are so contrary, or either they're just editing in a way that it's highlighted to me, that there is a closeness that I feel like initiates with him. So, but I also think it's easy to be a woman, at least, I mean, she ain't my age, but I think it's easy to not have urges as a woman.
That's what I said. I think it's like, eventually it's got to be a choice of,
yes,
I'm going to let myself, I can't speak as a woman, but when I said last week, it's like, you have to give that up and let yourself have that moment, or just fall into it, give into it, and see what happens then. Like, okay, I don't want to touch him, or I don't want to be touchy-feely, but let me walk up and be touchy-feely anyway.
Yeah. 100%. I didn't watch my own thing, so I don't know if they cut this, but I literally told her, give your body and your mind will follow. If he's providing you this safe space, if you guys are at this point in your relationship where things seem to be, I'm not talking about like, anyway, let me explain my point that I'm making.
Yeah, go ahead. Don't worry.
If you guys are at this point emotionally, you guys are she's feeling very secure. They're having like a bond and a relationship and an intimacy and all of these things. Then sometimes what you have to do is commit your body, and don't let your mind be the barrier, because sometimes it will only be a barrier. Waiting for your mind, or these feelings that sometimes just don't come naturally. You have to decide, I feel safe with you. I like you. Yeah. We've made a lot of progress. Let me commit my body. And then you wake up the next day and you're like, actually, I think I do like him. I kind of feel like all the feelings are there now. And sometimes that's just what happens with women. And I think waiting for the opposite to come, it may never come for her. And that's just, I'm not saying that's for all women, but that is for a lot of women. And where they are in their relationship, and the fact that they are married and they've made so much progress. If Mark and Lindsay can have sex and they are just,
they are cats fighting and loving.
Literally. I just feel like they're at a point where they can do that. And if she feels safe enough to do that, I think she should commit her body. I feel like it's just the last missing piece.
I agree.
No, I stopped because I thought you was
going to say more, but then I was like, I didn't want to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I'm not saying she has to do this before decision day, but I do think that feeling like she needs to be there before decision day is not a smart choice for her. Because like you said, if sometimes it is for women, I mean, heck, men do it too. Sometimes I think even if in the moment, for instance, if I can use Marcus, he might not be thinking about sex, but I can initiate, and he's going to go ahead and follow through. There's not going to be a thing of, well, let me wait until I'm in the mood or have the urge. He's just going to be like,
I don't need to be in the mood or urge.
He don't have to have either.
I have at that point, I'm not even in control no more. All right. We get done. Oh, was it a commercial? What happened? What'd I do?
I do think for her, if she sees potential with him, if she wants, not even sees potential, if she wants it to work.
Yes.
I'll say there. If she wants it to work and she feels safe, there listen, women have slept with men for less, as
Much
far
less.
as what meaning there is
Facts.
not like a marriage is going to be saved because of it.
Nah.
It's not like, oh,
A pair of shoes.
Not even that. Just, you know what?
I ain't got nothing else to do.
Exactly. Women have slept for.
I mean, you could go home, go sleep. It's 3 a.m. It's not 4.
So I do feel like if she wants to try to make this work, if she wants this marriage, and if she feels safe and feels like she can fully respect herself afterwards, that initiating some level past
Friend zoning.
friend zone,
because
would be smart.
It would, and for somebody like Michael, he's probably like most men I know, that initiation would never come from him out of respect for keeping her comfortable.
Right.
Like the last thing a man wants to be in is a woman feeling squirmish or pulling back a little bit. It's just like
have y'all seen Anatomy of a Scandal on the Netflix?
No, ma'am.
It's good.
Is
Talk about that a little bit.
Okay,
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah, but for somebody like him, it won't be initiated. It would have to come from her because right now she's the barrier or her mind, and he would be willing to fall into anything that she would either instruct or allow him to do. But he's gonna have to feel that attraction and that willingness coming from her because. Yeah, if I was in his shoes, there ain't no way I would try to initiate anything.
And the thing about it is because they started off so rocky in the beginning, and then it seems like they were able to develop this really beautiful friendship, to be completely honest. Like where they are today and where they started from,
Two different places, honey.
They 2 different islands, okay?
Yeah.
But now it seems like they have such a great like friendship that now again she just has a mental block. So if she wants it, and I think that's a really good question, is we're assuming she does. I tend to believe she does.
I agree. I do.
She just can't get out of her own way.
I agree. I definitely agree that she wants it. I feel like that communication problem that they were having at the beginning literally feels like it's been solved. This is not like an Elijah Katina situation.
Yeah.
Right? This was literally like, we are on the different pages on how we should communicate. Now we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I think maybe all of that is probably what she almost probably has like the ick. You remember what we talked about on our podcast where somebody does something that turns you off so it almost disgusts you.
It could be something small, something just go ahead.
Yeah, something small. That might have been what happened.
You got this from Zara.
Oh yeah.
I have my pink one is like it, but the sleeve just gave it away because my sleeve is exactly like this.
Oh yeah, the big sleeve. Oh yeah, Zara got a bunch of my money here recently. But yeah, it might be that.
I like their t-shirts.
You do.
They thick. They real
They are
thick.
Thick. Because she was very attracted to him. She said at the wedding, he's very attractive.
I think if there was any idea that she wasn't attracted to him, I think it goes to the ick where they were so repelled by one another because they just weren't agreeing that it's like, I don't care how I even think you might be cute because you are tap dancing on all of my nerves.
Yeah. And that will do it.
That's it.
I'll be like, well,
that's the end of that. Not a problem. What is the saying? You ain't got to worry about me. You ain't got to worry about me.
That'll do it.
Yeah, like a lot of people are like that because attraction is more than like physical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now that they're over that, I do. And this the other thing, Jasmina, just do the things, girl. When she was like, I know you was holding my hand when I was asleep. I felt that. That means you wasn't asleep.
Right.
Exactly.
That means you was up and you allowed it to happen.
Yeah,
so
you did.
like, you should have woke up and like winked or something. Take your shirt off. I don't know. I was saying it's half stakes.
Do it. Okay. I ain't got nothing else so better.
Me either, child.
You think they're going to make it?
I do.
All you need to do is offer a back rub.
Offer a back
Just
rub?
offer a back
rubs ain't
rub.
nothing but a trick of the enemy.
Hey, offer a back rub, Mike. What if you ever gotten a back rub that didn't end up bleeding?
That's why I said don't do that, girl. Because if you ain't ready, you gonna have a kid in 9 months. So many back rubs have led to children.
To cheering.
All right. Anything else? Do you think they're gonna make it? If they don't, she gonna be the one to say no.
Oh, absolutely. Mike is here for it. Mike is here for Jasmina.
If she agreed to a back rub, it's on.
So that's what you. If
Yes.
the back rub happens before decision day.
I was offer a back rub. No, thank you. All right, okay.
It's a wrap.
And it's been a while, so go on, get ready in the bathroom before you offer the back rub.
You done probably been ready.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
God, dog. I want them to make it so bad. If no other couple on this show I want to make it this season, it's them.
Yeah,
I want them to make all the other couples. I don't care.
I want them to make it. I don't think they're going to make it, though.
I think they will.
I want them to. I don't know. I'm not seeing her saying yeah. It's 7 days left. Well, from the last episode, it's 7 days left. She ain't there yet.
Well, they're close. They're not, based off of the number scale they did at the retreat. They're not far off. It is the intimacy that she's looking for.
Yeah.
So if she initiates, this game over.
Oh, it's a wrap.
Or an expert's going to have to convince her like it's okay if that's not a thing.
that's
Like
what
the deal
Dr.
with
Pepper said.
Dr. Cal needs to come in there and just be like, girl, just do the things.
Do the things.
Just do the things. Just do it one time before decision day. That's it. And then
That's
you'll be straight. Like y'all, because they were talking about kids' names. Weren't they talking about kids' names?
She gets excited every time they bring up kids.
She like him. She do. She just, that ick though, it really got her into her mind. And so that like impulse is the thing that's listen.
Start at the neck, work the shoulders, work your way down.
Every time. All right, y'all. Anything else?
Nah.
Kiss the small of the back and you in.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Am I lying, ladies?
So much. Until next episode. Bye.
Hey, we about to do Is This Gonna Cause an Argument? So y'all tune into that for the Angel Wings and Tanks Riders. All right? All right.